HVA students, this is Mrs. Heard-Hixon, and today we are going to look at Marble Match and go through these, read the passages, and help us figure out how to answer these questions effectively. So I'm going to zoom on in so that we can see the words a little bit better, and then we are going to start our reading. Okay, follow along with me. Have you ever played marbles? Some people take the game very seriously. Each year, students in Ohio blank with one another in the Akron District Marble Tournament. This is the oldest children's sporting event in the United States. Winners go on to a national event held annually in New Jersey. Today, most players use glass marbles, but in the past, other materials were in vogue. Popular materials for early marbles were clay, precious stones, and even a form of china. Alrighty. So the entire passage is talking about a marble match that takes place in Akron, Ohio, that students are able to participate in. And the passage tells us that this match is very serious. They can go on to a national level, and it also gives us a little background information on various marbles and what they were used to make them in the past. So let's go ahead and look at our first question. Our first question says, the best word for the blank in this passage is. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go back and find where that blank is. So here's our blank. And there's missing a word, and they give us 4 options to choose from over which one we want to use. So I'm going to fill in each word in the blank, reading the sentence to see which one makes the most sense. Okay? So each year, students in Ohio competition with one another in Akron District Marble Tournament. Okay? Each year, students in Ohio celebrate with one another in the Akron District Marble Tournament. Each year, students in Ohio vie with one another in the Akron District Marble Tournament. And lastly, each year, students in Ohio community with one another in the Akron District Marble Tournament. So we're going to put in which one makes the most sense based on the 4 options that we decided to do. So Ms. Hurst also going to give you one that doesn't make sense to try to help you understand a little bit more. So each year, students in Ohio competition with one another in the Akron District Marble Tournament. The reason competition does not work is because it just doesn't fit in there. If we was to say each year students in Ohio compete with one another, then that will make more sense. But competition does not fit, so Ms. Hurst is just going to mark it out as incorrect. So then that leaves you with 3 other options that could possibly fit into that blank. Let's look at question number 2. In this paragraph, the words in vogue must mean. Now, in vogue is our bolded word. It's also bolded in our question, and it's bolded in our passage. So when I go back up to my passage, I'm going to reread that word and probably the sentence around it to help me understand what it is, okay? So today, most players use glass marbles, but in the past, other materials were in vogue. Popular materials for early marbles were clay, precious stones, and even a form of china. So now we're going to come down and we're going to try to determine which one of these actually means in vogue. In this paragraph, the words in vogue must mean a variety of things, mass-produced, a kind of tournament, or in style or fashion. Okay? So one thing I want us to automatically rule out is, but in the past, other materials were in vogue. We're going to take out a kind of tournament here because a kind of tournament gives us more of information of a competition, and our materials are not in competition of anything. Okay? Let's go on to question number 3. Question 3 asks us, the main idea of this paragraph is materials used in marble matches, the national tournament in New Jersey, competing at marbles in Ohio, or marbles as a sporting event. So let's go back up to our passage. In our passage, we talked about so many different things. We talked about the competition in Ohio. We talked about possibly going to the New Jersey national competition. And we talked about the different forms of marbles. So our main event is really giving us more information. It's not talking about just the materials in marble matches. It's not talking about just the national tournament or just competing in Ohio. It's talking about all of these things. So which one would best fit our main idea? Now, the main idea is pretty much, like I said, what is the paragraph talking about? the whole summary or the whole idea of the whole paragraph. And let's look at our last one. From the paragraph, you can conclude that marbles can be a dangerous game. Marbles have been in use for a long time. Marbles are popular with all children, or glass marbles are even better than china ones. We're going to use our process of elimination. Based on our paragraph, we know that it did not tell us anything about marbles, glass marbles being better than the china ones. So now we just have to look at our other options and determine which one could it have been. Now, all of these have good information to it, so we just have to go back and base it based on what tells us in our paragraph, okay? It's also another one in here that they did not mention in the paragraph at all, okay? So we can eliminate one of those as well. Look at some of the words that they use in our questions, our answer choices, and try to go back and match them up in our paragraph. Okay, so that's really helps you out. If you look at some of the words that are in our answer choices and try to match them up in the paragraph up above, it'll give you an idea of what could be my possible answer. We're going to go ahead and rule out one more because I want to kind of show you how that works. So it says marbles can be a dangerous game. If I go back up to my paragraph, not once does it say anything about marbles being dangerous in this entire paragraph. So I know for sure that that's not something that I can conclude from this paragraph, so I can go ahead and mark out A. So our choices are going to be between B and C. Okay? Now, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to send me an email or text or call on my Google Voice phone number. So my email is rhes@gmail.com. And my for you to send me a text message will be 256-513-6084. Okay, hope this helps. Bye, guys.